One of the most common questions we get in customer support is about dust, what it is, how it works, and how you can unlock awesome rewards with it. So today we're revisiting the dust system, breaking it down step by step, and sharing a great community story along the way. So first things first, what is dust? So think of dust like our loyalty system. It's our way of saying thank you to supporters just for being part of the realm, and every booster box you open and every event you play in on the Sorcery Play Network, all of that adds dust to your sorcery account. And dust isn't just numbers on a screen, dust is your ticket to unlocking promos, playmats, and sometimes even bigger surprises. So how do you go about getting your dust? Well, there are two main ways. Number one is through booster boxes. Every booster box has a scratch-off code with a unique serial number. You'll find it printed on the bottom of your booster box, and what you gotta do is scan your QR code and you can then redeem your dust. Now, if you've got an alpha or a beta box, you're gonna need to scrape beneath the QR code to reveal your code and enter it manually. By entering your dust codes, you not only verify the authenticity of your cards, but you also get a grant of dust. But purchasing booster boxes isn't the only way to earn dust. The other way is through participating in events on the Sorcery Play Network. Stores can join the Play Network for free, and if you head on down to your friendly local gaming store and you participate in an event there, you'll be rewarded for supporting your store and sorcery. Whether it's a learn to play, a casual meetup, or a championship tournament, participation equals dust. The bigger the event, the more dust you can gain, and top placement can get you even more. Okay, so now you've got your dust. What can you do with it? Well, head on over to the Sorcery Rewards store. That's where you'll find treasures to unlock. Alternative art promo cards from some of your favorite artists, playmats, we even got oversized tokens and other fun stuff. We also like to throw hidden surprises in there from time to time, so be sure to check back often. And on that note, let's check in with one of our community members who had a first-hand experience with this. So first off, Don, thanks so much for taking the time to connect with us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to do this.
So when Dust Rewards go live, there's always a lot of excitement, and the Arthurian Legends Dust Rewards were no exception. We like to have a little bit of fun sometimes and throw in hidden treasures beyond the cards themselves. And in this last case, that meant there were 3 alpha boxes we put up and even an original painting by Vasily Yermolov, which was an alternative art of Briar Patch, which I can see on the wall behind you. So can you tell us a little about what your experience was with the Arthurian Legends Dust Rewards launch and how it connects to that original painting you've got?
Yeah, so I've opened a lot of boxes and thus had a lot of dust sitting around, but was not entered. And when the rewards went live, as soon as I saw that announcement, I was very excited. I've been waiting for these. This was like between Dragonlord, Dust Store, and Gothic, like these were the 3 things happening this year that I was most looking forward to in the TCG space. And so when that happened, I went right there and I started scrolling through, and then wow, look, there's an actual original painting for an awful lot of dust. And to be honest, I didn't even get to the alpha boxes. I didn't see that those had been refreshed as well. I don't think it would have changed anything, but I immediately started thinking, I know I have around 400 codes. I know I can afford this. There is 30 dust in my account. Maybe it was 130, but it was like nearly zero. I think I had like 30 from some participation.
And it can be a little bit of like a feeding frenzy, right? When Dust Rewards go launch, people
right,
are all waiting. They're like refreshing the screens.
Yep. Yeah. So I originally thought, like, first of all, there's no way I'm going to be able to get these codes in before some whale that already has all his dust loaded. So I waited about 10 minutes and it hadn't sold. And I was like, well, I might as well start scratching because I need to get these other things anyway. And I had a little add-on to auto refresh the screen. So every now and then I'd look up and see that it still hadn't sold, and I'd continue scratching. Once I got to maybe the halfway point, I said, okay, that's point of no return. I'm scratching it all. And the wild thing is that I hadn't realized that the lifetime limit had been increased. So now I'm scratching with the idea that if I don't get this, I'm going to have a whole bunch of dust that I can't spend. Because I didn't realize I could actually go in and get 3 of things. I thought I would be stuck with the 1, and I think it was 6,000 or 7,000 dust, and I'd be sitting here with 20,000. Like, what do I do with it? Wait a year for the next one? Like, so it was I kind of had all this tension, and like I was like taking this risk of scratching it all off, and it kind of made it more exciting. And as I talked to you later, there was actually some technical difficulties, and when I had gotten 250 codes in, it hadn't all synced with the store. And so all in all, I ended up scratching and entering 280 codes in the course of about an hour and a half.
Just we're going like a madman there.
Yeah,
That's why the hand's shaking, trying to refresh.
And half of them were the Arthurian Legends where I could do the quick scan with my phone, but the other half were beta. So I'm in there with fortunately, my keyboard has the 10 key, so I could enter codes a little quicker. I don't know if I would have been able to do it if I had one of those little minimalist keyboards.
See, these are the additional peripherals that people don't think about they need for sorcery.
Right.
Well, and so taking a step back, here you are now with an original painting. You're entering all these codes to get this painting. How did your sorcery journey start? And did you imagine that you would be this art aficionado who not only now owns a original piece of art, a part of sorcery history, but also would be like in there entering these codes frantically like that to get your dust reward?
Yeah, I certainly never expected that. So in the 90s, I was in high school. To date myself a little bit, and started playing Magic around the time it revised. Loved Magic, played up through like Ice Age into Homelands a little bit, and then went off to college and just kind of fell away from TCGs in general. A couple of years ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, I just got this itch. Like I wanted to get into TCGs. I had tried Magic maybe 10 years ago, and it was just too overwhelming. With everything that's been released and their fast release cycles and all that. And I was just kind of looking for a game. And I missed the Kickstarter, but I did stumble upon Sorcery just on some Reddit post, and bought a couple of boxes on eBay this was between waves 1 and 2. So I paid like $200 some odd each for a couple of boxes, and opened them. And I never really considered myself to be an art enthusiast or anything like that, but that was the first thing that struck me about Sorcery was the beauty of these cards. It very much reminded me of the paintings of Magic way back when I first started playing, and it really grabbed me and kind of pulled me in. And since then I've bought a lot of prints and whatnot. I even bid on an original in an auction, but this one was the first one that I got, and I don't know. It kind of it was nostalgic in that it brought me back to the feelings when I was in high school of discovering Magic and opening those packs. But it also kind of revealed this, inside of me that I'm the kind of person that does appreciate art, especially fantasy art, but like art in general. And now there's all kinds of prints, most of them from Sorcery, all over my house.
Well, fantastic. I mean, I guess that's the slippery slope, right? You get into Sorcery, this awesome gameplay, the tactical gameplay, but also that appreciation of hand-drawn art.
I do love the game. I consider myself a player first, but yeah.
Well, for those that are watching who are maybe just getting into Sorcery, that maybe even haven't scratched their first code yet, what advice would you give to maybe new players?
Try to get active in the various communities, whether it be on Facebook or Discord. Try to find players in your community. There's a couple Discord groups and even the Reddit where people are looking for people in their community, because it's still kind of a smaller game, but it is growing. And here I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and we went from like a couple guys coming over to my house to now we have like a pretty decent LGS presence with like weekly. We're getting 6, 8, sometimes more guys just coming to play casually. So try to that was the big thing for me was finding and meeting people to play the game with, because I collected for probably 4 or 5 months. My first game play was actually at Gen Con 2024. I played in a draft. It was my first ever actual game, and I did horribly. I did not know how to draft. I did not know how to play, but it was a ton of fun. So yeah, I think that most importantly is to find people to play with.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the idea of like kitchen table plays at our core, but then with the dust system, that's also encouraging players to go to their local stores or go to events and play to earn these points, not only through redeeming booster boxes, but also through jumping in and connecting with other people and supporting their local stores.
Yeah. And I think the community in general, I found them to be just very welcoming and just cool overall. I think a lot of us are a little bit older than other TCG communities, and there comes kind of this more laid back, more welcoming kind of atmosphere from most of us. So I think new
we're
players.
experienced is what we say.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Experienced.
I think new players will find us very welcoming and helpful and that, yeah.
Well, Don, thanks so much for jumping on here and sharing your story with us. I think it's a great reminder that Dust isn't just about the rewards, but it's about excitement and the memories that go tied to them, right? And congratulations on your Vasily piece. Do you carry it around with you, or is it does it go into the store, or is it stay home?
No, it needs to go to the frame shop. As you can see, it's just kind of hanging out. But yeah, it will go to the actual frame store. I'm having the pros do that one, and it'll find a home on the wall.
Well, thank you so much for your support, and we're glad you have this amazing story, but also a great piece of sorcery history.
Yeah, thanks.
And for those watching, don't forget you can start earning dust today, from redeeming your booster boxes to playing in official sorcery events at your local friendly gaming store. So head on over to the links in the description below and redeem your codes and see what treasures await you in Sorcery Contested Realms Dust Rewards store. And Don, until next time, we'll maybe get a game at the next event. We'll see you at maybe like an SCG Con or a Gen Con in the future.
I'll be in Baltimore.
Excellent. All right. Well, until next time then. Best of luck contesting the realm.
Thanks.